95 already, and it's only, well, 9 o'clock. I gotta get up there for no AC, which means I get to climb the freaking ladder of death over here. It's gonna be fun running up and down that thing. I bring everything up at once, tie it to a rope and haul it up. I ain't climbing up and down that thing 5 times. I already know I gotta acid clean everything up there, so I gotta get my hose and everything up there. So that's gonna be fun. Let me get to that. Okay, now that I'm dying, we're up on the roof. Well, it's a white roof, so pretty much going snowblind right now. And it's a bit of a fall that I don't want to take. Don't want to take the expressway down there. So our units are over here. Surface mount gas lines, I hate those. Especially during the winter, when these gas lines are buried. You'll be walking on the roof and catch them with your boot. Take a header in the snow. It's always fun. So this is a carrier, but these are the fancy carriers. Usually they don't have these panels. Usually it's just one big panel. And here's my huge pet peeve with carrier. This is my compressor section here. Down here with these 2 little guys. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. Here's my compressor section. Alright. Try to. Now you can see you have a decent amount of space to work on your compressors. Everything else. Drop my screwdriver. But up here is your electrical section. Talk about shoving 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. How ridiculous is that? Of all that room, you're gonna shove everything up in here. Even the tops of those contactors are almost touching the top of the unit. And I like your schematic here. It's nice. It folds out right at you. Like a giant tongue. What the hell is that? Alright. Blower's pulled in. First stage compressor's pulled in. I'm sorry, second stage compressor's pulled in. First stage is not. It's off on high head, probably because it's filthy. Now it's another reason why I hate carrier. This is a 3-phase unit. You notice 2-pole contactors. Cheap manufacturing. 3-phase equipment. You break one leg, you single phase the unit, you burn out the motors. But all you technically have to do is disconnect 2 out of the 3 power leads, and the unit is fine. So no matter what, whether these are pulled in or not, I always have 120 volts to my compressors. Alright, so pretty much tell you that she's filthy. We'll clean her up and see if that's why it's off. Check the filters here. They got some crap on it. I haven't had a PM in a little bit. They do need to be changed. I'll recommend that to them. Alright, get to cleaning them. I'm going to clean this one. I'm going to clean that walk-in while we're up here. That's a condensing unit for a Hoshizaki ice machine. Clean that. And then that's their dining room AC. So clean all those 3 coils. And I'll go to it from there. Oh, no, missing the weather-tight cover on the GFI. It's obviously popped from getting wet. That's even cuter. Somebody's been playing with this unit. Alright. Get to work. Alright, we got everything clean. And everything running. That's the ice machine. And this is that unit that was only running 50%. And the walk-in behind me is nice and clean too. And our electrical panel here. Contact is pulled in, contact is pulled in, contact is pulled in. This is the compressor that was running. Nice and cold coming back, we're pulling some heat. This is the compressor that was not running. Hot as hell. Same temperature coming back as that one. We're definitely pulling heat. These liquid lines here, nice and lukewarm. Now there's something I wanted to show you. That's how hot it is out here. I don't know if any of you guys are from Massachusetts or New England area. I remember that stupid ITT Tech commercial with the kid standing next to a condensing unit, a nice clean shirt, saying when summer's hot and winter's cold, I'm needed. But they didn't tell you, summer's hot as hell, you're on the roof, and winter's cold as all hell, you're still on the roof. I'd like to find that kid now. We're back on another roof. See if this one's black. So instead of being snow blind, we're baking it dead. And I have a dead compressor in this unit. Dead second stage compressor. It's locked rotor, so there's really nothing to show there. Just pressing the contact, all you hear is just the motor humming and not moving. Sometimes this is a 3-phase unit, so sometimes you can reverse 2 phases, run the compressor in reverse. Sometimes it'll break itself free, but in this case it didn't. I just wanted to show you for basically installer stupidity. What happens when they build out stores is your GC will come in, your general contractor, and do all the work. And to save money, won't hire an HVAC contractor. What they'll do is they'll place these units on the roofs themselves, have their electrician wire them up, and in this case, they're what we call side discharge units. So instead of the ductwork being on the bottom and inside, directly inside the building, it comes off the side and into the building. So then they'll hire just a ductwork company to pop in the ductwork, which is perfectly fine. But the problem is, it's never the same contractor twice, so they never have a relationship with each other. And the ductwork contractor and all the other contractors want to hit and run. So they want to do it as fast as they can, get it done, get the most money for it. Well, when you pay peanuts, you get elephants. So what you have over here is I wanted to check to make sure that the condensate drains were draining. And basically I could tell by this is you had 2 different people do the units. You had somebody over here that was conscientious about somebody that has to work on this unit. And as you can see, I have a little bit of a gap in here to get my hand in and clean out the drain if I need to. Now this bigger one, on the other hand, was done by somebody that really didn't care and just wanted to get the job done. So instead of cutting out a separate piece like they did there, they just used the ductwork right up against this one as the other side instead of putting a piece here. So now I can't get at that drain. Or can I? Nope, you gotta lay down on this hot as hell roof. And there it is, all the way over there. Left you a whole lot of room. Look at that. Nice little square they left. That's cute. I like that. Oh, the funds of the job. Well, we're done here. I'll let them know about the compressor. At least I got them up around 50% for now. And give them the option of what they want to do. Go from there. Up to the next call. I just wanted to show you guys a well-designed unit as compared to the other 2 that we've seen in the train and the carrier. This is a Lennox. This is their at the time, top of the line L series units, which I think have been replaced by the T series, I believe. And this is an LGA 150, which is 12.5 ton unit. Now, unlike all the other ones, this is designed, when Lennox designed these units, they took input from contractors and said, what do you want to see in a unit? So groups of contractors got together and submitted what they wanted to see in a unit, and Lennox kind of incorporated them into their units. So what you have here are your coils, which are clean. But unlike the other ones where it's just one wrapped around, you have two. Your first stage is on the outside here, and your second stage is on the inside on this angle. Up top are your two condenser fan motors. Now, unlike all the other ones where the compressor section was basically in with the condenser coil, this has its own separate section. So I can open up this door, I don't have to worry about short cycling any sort of airflow, and everything is easily accessible. There are all my contactors right there, and they're all three-phase contactor, three-pole contactors instead of two-pole contactors. My dryers and everything are in here, and my two compressors are right in front of me. All my controls here, well, that one's been replaced by this one. But all my controls are right in this whole electrical section. Basically everything electrical goes through here. The thermostat wires are there, and my actual circuit board and everything is up there. Now what you also have too is a separate section for your blower and your heating. So there's your blower section right there. Now as you see, it's facing the opposite way of all the other units. But what they did, take out these two screws, and if for any reason you need to remove this blower, this entire shelf will slide out and you can get at the blower wheel. And down here is your heating section with your draft motor, gas valve, and burner rack, which is directly attached to your heat exchanger, which goes directly in front of me. To change a heat exchanger, very simply strip all this out, undo, there's probably about 10 or 15 screws that go around the perimeter here, and then this entire heat exchanger just slides right out towards you on rails, and very, very easy to replace. And the units come completely sealed, unlike the carrier ones where you have to kind of put them together. Let's take a peek at your filter section over here. This unit actually aged. This is a 1999, a 14-year-old unit. Here's your filter section with new filters. But what we have on the evaporator coil here is we have these things called freeze stats, meaning that if somebody goes into the building and for whatever reason turns the air conditioning down to 50 degrees, what will happen is this will want to freeze up. This will sense that, and before this turns into a block of ice, we'll shut the unit down. That way you don't have to try to de-ice it and get water everywhere. Also, unlike the trains and even the carriers that had orifices in every single one of these little lines here, this uses an expansion valve, which is what this is here. And as you can see, feeds through this distributor here into the line. Now this senses temperature of the line itself. You can see it right here is the temperature bulb for that expansion valve there. So it has a little bit of a range to be able to throttle the refrigerant in and out to adjust the pressure according to temperature, unlike the other ones that are just critically charged set. All in all, these are much nicer units to work on and much more friendly to a service tech. That's why I do love them, but a lot of times you don't see them just because they do cost a lot more than the other units, which are a pain in the ass to work on. We have another fun exhaust find today. Now, this company has an in-house guy. Came here yesterday, did the PM, changed the belts, and now one of their exhaust isn't working. The problem is, I have to do the PM. Yeah, turn the switch back on. But we have another problem, and this is an ongoing issue from them doing the PMs. These belts are way too tight, and these exhausts use, I can barely get the thing off, the cradle motors. In other words, I hate seeing these on exhausts. Usually you'll see just a solid mount where the plate is mounted directly to the motor and welded right here. This uses a rubberized mount, or this is kind of like a clamp right here that hooks into these two little ears, and there's just a rubber here, and there's one underneath the motor that you can't see. From them putting on the belts too tight, it's kind of hard to see that way. Look, maybe it'll come a little bit this way. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that motor, this shaft is pulled forward because this rubber ring, if I can zoom in here, I don't know if it'll show up for you guys. It's so sunny out, I really can't tell. But it's all cracked, dried, and broken. So this actual motor on its mount will wiggle around. You can see. I don't know if you can tell, but I can kind of give it the old jiggly. So I'm gonna have to scavenge up some of another mount for them. I'll have to order to see if I have one in the shop. At least it greases the bearings, I think. Or I got grease on the bearings, or near the bearings. I'm not sure if it goes in the bearings, but it's all right there. So what I'm gonna do, just to get them up and running for now, because it's about 4:35 o'clock on a Friday, I'm gonna loosen up the belt, and so this isn't dragged straight into that mount, and I'll see how it works. So I'm gonna loosen up these screws here, slide that plate forward. Okay, I got the belt a lot looser. You can see the play in it now. You really don't have to run these things super tight. Grease all over me now. Yeah, I mean, you need them nice and snug, but if you're doing the PMs regularly, like once a quarter, once every 3-4 months, then you really don't need to like go balls tight with them. You give me like a half an inch of play in the middle of the belt, and we're good. So, see if she starts up. A little bit of flex on the belt on startup because I have it a little looser than normal than I would like. I don't want to drag this into that mount any further than I have to. So now, before it was doing a lot of rubbing against that rubber grommet because it's cracked, it's being pushed in. Now I got enough tension to be able to run it for the time being until I can get that bracket in place. Welcome to the office, also known as my van, where you'll find the essentials, coffee, and Gatorade. But if you want to clean your hands really good and you don't have a sink around, these little scrubs in a bucket, these work awesome. I love these things. Look at it. For the HVAC professional. I'm a professional now. But they're these little kind of citrusy wipes that will clean all the crap off my hand and also work good for cleaning your tools if you're working on something greasy and nasty. Hey, look at that. One wipe and my paws are clean. Well, time to go get another coffee. Oh, you guys are gonna love this one. I was here last night around 5 o'clock for a walk-in being down. It had a dead fan motor in it. Unfortunately, the evaporator coil was built into the top of the box. And they have a finished ceiling in the restaurant, so no access. So I had to come out to their little back area here. Had a nice hole to get in there and add it. Oh, I'm up here. And there it is. But they never put the walk-in box up to the wall. So I got the pit of despair over here. Ooh, and I got a snake. I'll have to get that. I get a free snake out of this deal too. You can see, here's your finished ceiling. And there's the box. Now I'm gonna hop over here and make sure I don't fall down there, because that would definitely hurt. If I didn't break something, I would have to figure out how to Jackie Chan myself out of there, which doesn't seem appealing. So let me get myself back up here. I'll show you what we got. So here's what we got with that box opened up. There's the evaporator coil there, 2 fan motors, expansion valve, solenoid valve and coil, and that box right there is the temperature control. So what we got to do is change out this fan motor here. This is a This is a temporary one I put in there yesterday, just to get the unit back up and running. The RPM on this is slower than what it should be, so I gotta take this out and put in the new one. Whew, it is hot up here though. And what I got to do that is one of these little flexi shaft guys here for the drill. They work really good. This will allow me to get right in here to these screws. So let's take these 3 brackets off, drop the fan motor out, switch the fan blade around, wire that guy back up. There's a little bit of frost over here is from the fan going too slow, so I'll get all that off. It's not very much on there, and I'll double check with the frost timer on this and reset it. Okay, we got the new fan motor in there. I got rid of that ice. Now just to show you why I had to cut that hole. This is pretty much the ceiling. That's all the figure ceiling. And the only access panel is right there, which is super tiny. And you still have to step up over that. And it's also right next to their hood system, which is where all the cooking goes placed. So there's no way you're ever going to be able to use that. So now we get a big access. So let me go over here and kind of show you how this works. Okay, so basically this unit here has no physical electrical connection to the unit on the roof. What we have is a temperature control here, a solenoid valve here, and an expansion valve here. So what happens is this controls the temperature of the box. When this is satisfied, it closes that valve, which is basically just like a gate valve, only electronically operated. Closes, stops the flow of refrigerant to this, while the unit on the roof is still running. It causes the unit to pull all the gas that's in here back up to the roof, and it causes a low pressure situation. The low side pressure will go down, and when it goes down to a certain point, there's a control on the roof that'll shut the unit on the roof off, and that's pretty much how these work and maintain temperature. So let me get back out of here and start her up. Back up and running. There we go. I know it looks like this is going slower, but this is because it has a dirt smudge on it that the camera's picking up, but it's going just as fast as that. And that's it. So this job is 100% and completed. Just have to adjust the time clock to the correct time, and this job finished. Here we go. Haha! Beautiful. Not only do I get paid, I got a nice new snake. Thank you, electrician who dropped that. That's why you should have put the box next to the wall.